Hey, Dee Dee, H Man, how are you? How everyone? How are you? How are you? Lisa, Kim, Mike, how are you? Alaska Bush Life, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Freebird, how are you? Findy, good to see you. LA Child, good to see you. Marguerite, good to see you. Philip D, how is everybody? On this Sunday, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Still loading, great. Hi, hi, hi. Carmen, good to see you. What is going on? Jeff Daddy. Fancy Nancy's here. Good to see everybody. If you could swipe and invite, that would be great. If you could invite your followers. I just had to come on. It's a billion degrees today. It is somewhere, LA Child. It's not too bad here. It's about 80 something, but yes. Everybody hear me well on YouTube, Periscope? Some people are just hiding and hovering in YouTube. They don't like to comment. They just like to hide and hover. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. What is the purpose of this live? Well, Jeff Daddy, what did it say on the title? Can't see the whole picture. Ah, yeah. No, only one person is really saying that. Good, we can hear you. Perfect. Hey, Mike. So I wanted to come on because we had a wonderful speech by our president today. Yes, Ellie Child, it was a great speech. Jeff Daddy, it's your first day on Periscope. Hey, Mike, good to see you. So basically, let me just tell you, okay. No problem, Mike. It was appropriate and a great start to open talks. Yes, LA Child, it was. It was very appropriate, especially a very appropriate on this tour that he's doing. To hey, Shauna, POTUS did a great job on this tour that he's going to be on, that he's on now, to Saudi Arabia, to Israel, and to the Vatican. It was historic. It was pivotal. Pivotal. It wasn't. It was one that the Saudis welcomed. You could tell. It was one where the king of Saudi Arabia came to the airplane. To hey Marie, to meet the president. Unlike the last time when we had Obama there, who was apologizing for everything, who wasn't tough on terrorism. He wasn't met at the plane by anybody significant. They didn't have time for him. They didn't want him there. They had no celebration. They had no dancing. They had no nothing. They it wasn't a celebration for them. It wasn't hopeful for them. And I know immediately, watched his entire speech. I loved it, and he did tell them radical Islam. Yes, and we don't do racism in here, so you might want to just squelch that, or you'll have to leave. I know, Mike. Uh, so anyway, basically, it was very historic. And I think that, a lot of people like to get immediately, hey, Monique, good to see you. Just taking a quick break, picking up limbs from your tree. I know, Monique, you're lucky your tree didn't come down on your house today. Monique had a tree fall and almost hit her. I think it did kind of hit the house and scared everybody, but luckily everybody is safe. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. Um, I think that, if anybody has read Revelation, a lot of people are maybe a little bit worried about this type of thing. This is supposed to happen. This is we're headed towards where we're supposed to go. Continue to believe that God is in control because He is. But this is something that is supposed to take place. Um, if you want to look at it from a negative point of view, then it was a negative thing that the president was taken over by the globalists, that he doesn't have a mind of his own, that the Saudis lied to us, the Americans lied to us, all that type of thing. I tend to look at it as no, this is pretty much it's going the way it's supposed to go. It is an attempt to try to end radical Islamist extremism, and that was talked about in President Trump's speech. There's nothing that's not positive about that. If you want to look at, the Saudi government, a lot of people are saying yes, but look, the Saudi government, state-run terrorism, yada yada yada. That would be like saying, in a way, that the people of Iran are the same as their government. And that's not true. They're not. Are there some people within Saudi Arabia that do sponsor terrorism? Oh, absolutely. There are groups that absolutely do that. Does that mean the entire Saudi Arabian group government does that? No, I don't think so. And as a matter of fact, that I don't know if you remember this, it's been a while, but the Al Qaeda, bin Laden, went after the Saudis just like they did America, and it was their first fatwa against the Saudi Arabians. So the Saudis, whether we like it or not, whether we want it to be that way, they are basically our ally. They have been our ally. He did say Islamic extremists. Yes, he just said radical extremists. But it's something that we forget, that Saudi Arabia has some of the same enemies that we do, and so that we just have to acknowledge that there are going to be people that are going to say something totally different. Monique said she's a little skeptical, but praying the Saudis are sincere with the President Trump and he keeps strong with his mission. Now, there's another thing too that's really important to think about. We always talk about how we don't like giving the Saudis money, and we don't want to keep giving our money to Saudi Arabia, so let's stop that. Well, here's an opportunity for the Saudis to begin to protect themselves. Nobody is really talking about that. They have a $110 billion contract that they just signed with us to give us that much money to build weaponry for them, so that they can take care of themselves, so that each and every year we don't have to give them money or protect them. So people should be celebrating that, and they should be happy about that, but nobody's talking about that. Instead, we're talking about, how, once again, how this is all planned by the globalists, and how, Jared Kushner, this is his design. Uh, do you think they may talk finance behind closed doors instead of in a big speech? There's a lot of stuff going on, LA Child, behind it, closed doors that we're not talking about. We protect Saudi Arabia, and that's what we've been doing. And people don't want to protect Saudi Arabia anymore. They talk about they should protect their own selves. So let's let them do that. Why not spend money and get those arms? And they have to also protect themselves from Iran. And so, yeah, yeah, I know. Yes, I certainly am trying to do that, Judy. Need to remind the left more talks happen we don't see. Absolutely. And, again, we have to protect, they need to protect themselves from Iran. And Iran is also going after Israel. So we have an obligation as well, as a friend of Israel, to protect Israel. And Trump did say, yeah, back in the woods you go. Trump did say, that talking about Israel, is right, that we need to read up on Saudi history. Yeah. Okay. Well, you can dislike Trump. This is not what the scope is about. But if you want to, a dislike Trump scope, you probably can find one. Yeah, and will the Saudis do what they say they're going to do? I don't know. Are we getting closer to doing something and working with them and trying to? Yeah, William, I'm sorry that you have an opinion that you want to distract. You can have an opinion, but distracting is not allowed. Really, I mean, it's not allowed in anybody's scope. I know you can go in some people's scope and distract all day, but we're trying to actually talk about something and get something done. So if you don't mind. Uh, so anyway, guess not. I think that we have to remember that we have an obligation to help Israel. The Saudis also, Iran does not like the Saudis because of the various Islamic sects that they have. I know. I know, Deb. You know what? Evil comes in and evil goes out. You just have to just let them go, wish them well, and send them on their way because they have to find a group to spread hate. And we're not going to do it in here. We're not going to spread hate. This is if they want to spread hate, they can. There's plenty of other places they can go. Nobody's done sedition and treason, so whatever. As I was saying, Kane, you probably didn't listen to the first part of my scope, so you might want to go back and listen to that. The Saudi Arabia has started to open up. Yeah, there are different tribes, Sunnis and Shiites. Mainstream media, that means MSM. Saudi Arabia doesn't necessarily like Israel. They have, in fact, called them different derogatory names, but they are stopping, uh, and they're telling their own children now and other people in Saudi Arabia to stop doing that. Does it mean it's legitimate? I don't know. Does it really matter as long as they stop? I don't know. No, he didn't bow to the king of Saudi Arabia. He was getting a medal, and if you ever looked at the king, he's a bent over, kind of decrepit man. And basically, in order to get to reach Trump, who was a very tall man, Trump had to stoop a little bit. It wasn't bending over to the Saudi Arabians. If you want to see bending over to the Saudi Arabians, there's plenty of pictures of Obama doing that same thing. Yeah, yeah. But the left wants to do anything that they can to make it look like something else. Unless the king had a step ladder or a step stool, it'd be very hard to reach Trump, who's very tall. So, in any regard, we next our next stop is on to Israel and trying to help Israel. And again, it would be nice to be able to. Yes, Kushner is a Democrat, and so is Ivanka. Yeah, I thought it was really good that the Saudis were very receptive. I think the last time that we had a president that went over there, he was not. He was basically bowing down to the Saudis, wasn't being tough on radical Islam because I'm not sure. Trump did a great job today and yesterday, Amy. Yeah, it was very good. I don't know how he has the stamina to stay up so many hours. I'm telling you, it just I don't think they slept. And do we again? Are we going to say that this is absolutely going to be? The Saudis are going to do their part. That people are going to do whatever that they say they're going to. I don't know. We have to wait and see. But we also have to give a benefit of the doubt. We have to open the discussion. We haven't opened the discussion on anything in a long time, and it was good. No, it's not NPR. It's very far from that. Gary said Saudi Arabia flag and ISIS flag have the Shahada printed on it, so their flags are the same with the exception of color. One is green and the other black. Doesn't necessarily mean that they support ISIS, though, Gary. No, there is no education here. Okay. Well, Chris, why don't you go find a room that you can get educated? Democrats got tired of being played. Blocking finger working good today. Yep, Cully. You can vote Trump all over again in 2020. Yeah, shamefully, that was true, Wolf. Are you in charge of the education system? No, but I'm in charge of the scope, so we'll see ya. ISIS stole that from the Saudis. I have friends that have that energy. I'm jealous. Hearts for blocks. Yes, please. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Philip. Thank you. Thank you, LA Child. Foda said, I am not here to push my culture on you. I'm here to partner against radical extremists. Exactly. Well, here's Sweden. We'll see you later. And that's the thing. Everybody wants to look at this now as okay. So was this 100% great? Was this 100% perfect? Is everybody going to do what they say they did? Again, when is the last time you ever heard somebody talking about that? When Obama went over there, did anybody break this down into every sentence, to every step, to every thing that people were writing? It is a step in the right direction. You take one step. That's what you do. Yes. Good versus evil. That's what President Trump said. Well, Lisa, I mean, we got nothing. We got really nothing to lose. What did we open ourselves up to anything today? No. We didn't. All we did was try to say, look, we need to work together in order to get rid of extremism. Does that mean we're going to hand over the keys to Saudi Arabia and say, we believe you 100%, we'll turn our backs and we believe you? No, we didn't do any of that today. This was, a lot of it was symbolic. A lot of it was to start the process. We'll see where it goes. It's not the biggest deal that people are making. Some people are making, saying that this is, warning signal, warning, warning, warning. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah, there were a lot of heads of state. A lot of people were there. Speak English, please, because we don't understand what you're saying, and we want to know what you're saying. So please speak English. Hi, how are you? So it was politically correct. MSM is the enemy. The left certainly is. I thought you know, I don't know that it was politically correct. Partially, yes, it was. But I think it was also trying to say we need to stop the terrorism, and this is the way we do it. No, I think basically, yeah. I mean, he could have made some soft stops, but I think these were stops were planned and everything else, and so again, people are trying to make a big deal out. Why didn't he go to Israel first? Why didn't he go do this? And why didn't he go do that? And also, if you've read Revelation, there will never be world peace. There's never going to be peace in Israel that is going to last. So, I mean, you have to look at all of this. I mean, again, God is in control of all of this. He did very well. Might be simple scheduling, yes. Well, it may be the Saudi nationalists certainly sponsor terrorism. It doesn't mean the entire Saudi government does. It would be, again, like saying that the people of Iran are the same as the government of Iran. That's not true. Not a true statement. We don't have to align with Russia necessarily, but we're not enemies of Russia. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Carmen. I'm sure that everybody loved Trump. He came in there as a person who was strong. He wasn't weak. He wasn't mincing words. He wasn't, bowing down because the Democrats loved Obama. Why would they impeach him? Ha 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 ha. So funny. Can you believe the investment he secured? Holy cow. Trump did do us proud. So again, I think you're going to see the left once again and hate again. No, he didn't bow to the kings, but you can bow out of the room. No president has ever taken a trip like this. You're 10, that's great. The pomp Saudi showed was fun. Like we have adults in charge now, Cully. Yeah, I know. That will bring more jobs here. Yes, $110 billion is a lot of money. And I know people are saying, oh, well, that was, what was it, Hewlett Packard or whatever. That was their deal. Yeah, God. No, Trump didn't do Jared proud, but, thanks for coming by. Why are you blocking people? Well, because I can, and you're being rude. Yeah. God, why are you blocking people? Because I don't like the distraction. Okay, bye bye. Another one. They are interrupting. Yeah, because that's the what they can do. That's the only thing they can do when they see our president doing great things. They have to come in and distract and talk trash and talk hate. It's really quite awful. Yeah, you need to go bye bye. So, Trump, Trump, Trump. Yep. I am just fine, Mulam. Are you a refugee? Or is that why you're asking me? Hey, Karen. Thank you, Karen. So, again, you can you can just sit and believe the ones that are going out and saying this is horrible. This is, you know, can't understand normal thinking. Who's that, Miles? Yeah. Goodbye, Marty. Continue being a voice of reason and bringing light. Thank you, Ivy. When Trump is finished in America, I hope he comes to Britain. Yep, you're doing great with the blocks. Thank you. Ah, we need to text President Trump and thank him. Yes, we do. Hey, Don, good to see you. Yeah, after we've watched the left today with Vice President Pence, the spoiled children at Notre Dame who got up and walked out when he was introduced. I'm sure they made their parents very proud. No, I don't think so. I didn't block SLR. Not that I know of. If ask her if I did. If I did, tell her she can go over to YouTube and I'll unblock her afterwards. I don't think I did. Oh, tell her I'm sorry. Tell her to go to YouTube. Tell her to go to YouTube. I did that. CLA child. See what happens sometimes? Ah, there you are. I know. They're just telling me. I know, Shauna. Sorry about that. Yeah, Shauna's over on YouTube now. I'll unblock you after, Shauna. Oh my God. Now you and LA Child have something in common. Ugh. See, I'm left handed. I'm not left handed. So when I do that, sometimes I miss, you know? Uh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Girls rock. That's right. That's right. Has the world gone mad? No, the world has not gone mad. We have a little time left. Oh, no, thank you, sweetheart. But you can go find somebody else to ask that question. You have news about that? I know. Shauna can keep Dawn company over there. Gary, Sandra Solomon, nobody is saying that Saudi Arabia is perfect. Nobody is saying that anybody in Saudi Arabia, that the whole government is wonderful. Pence was great. But we have to, we have to start somewhere. It'd be like condemning the United States because of one group. I don't know, $110 billion is a lot of money. Yeah, that would be nice, Ivy, but I think their parents need to help that too. What was so wrong about Trump's speech? There was nothing wrong about Trump's speech. Bad girls, what you gonna do? I know when Susan comes for you. Shauna's singing her Bad Girls song over there. Oh gosh. Unbelievable. Just goes to show what they teach in college these days. Yeah, and probably what the kids learn before they get to college. What should the world do with North Korea? Don't know. So did people walk out at Notre Dame? Yes, they did. Marie, not everybody, of course. The people that were respectful didn't walk out. It's kind of like he's going to be there. So if you don't want him to be there and it's your graduation, then one, you can say let's not have him there and go to your whoever at the school and say we don't want him, or you can just not show up. But I guess if you want to make a statement, you want to show how disrespectful you can be. That's when you get up and you walk out during somebody's speech. So that's what we saw today. Hey, Robin, thanks for inviting. Trump's speech was good. Bad parenting in college. Yep. Yes, with stupid things on their grad caps. Bunch of brats. Yep. Notre Dame. Well, I didn't even have a chance to share Periscope. I'll share here now. Thank you, Shauna. Ah, where they're just expressing their First Amendment when they walked out. I think there's a better way to express your First Amendment, and maybe not during a ceremony where other people are trying to enjoy the day, the other people who want to be there, and other people who paid, to put their kids through school want a nice, respectful graduation. There are other ways to show your First Amendment rights. Total liberal dude can't eat an elephant in one bite. He was ranting on money on. I don't know what that it's all about, Don. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to a hearing someplace or someplace where people aren't paying money to be or haven't paid money into, yeah, go ahead, walk out, and do whatever you want. But this was a college graduation, and so if you don't like it, maybe you shouldn't go. Trust. Yeah, I know. Hey, Karen. Thanks. Comment says it's not that difficult to figure out how to be respectful. I know, Karen, but for some, it is obviously, I guess. I know. The Vice President of the United States. Did anybody walk out on Attorney General Lynch, Obama, Joe Biden? Did anybody walk out on Joe Biden today? I'm sure there were a lot of Republicans there who didn't want Joe Biden at their school, but you didn't see anybody getting up and walking out. Because why? Because they know what respect is. That's why they didn't go out. Our ancestors pushed manners because they worked well for us. That's right, LA Child. People have forgotten what that is. You mentioned manners, and it's like, whoa. Ah, I know. Hannity is going to have Kim.com on Tuesday. That's good. People did walk out. Obama, yeah, yeah. And it was broadcasted all over the news, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, my God. People find another place to troll. Please, just leave. Hey, Rainbow Trail. No one does have respect for authority. This is why we should not be out chasing Antifa or threatening to burn things. Yeah. Maybe part of a school's curriculum should be Respect 101. Yeah, but Shauna, who's going to teach it at the school, right? Wait, are you calling me a troll? Ah, now you'll never know the answer. I long for. uh, Barbara, you'll have to answer that question. Maybe the trolls are bummed we aren't doing Bible right now. I know. Everyone gets a trophy mentality. You agree terrorists do not worship God, they worship death. They should find a way to mess it up. We shouldn't get too excited by Kim.com. He has a history of taking big but delivering little. Yeah. I know, Barbara. How about the 23rd Psalm? That quote was great. I think I might be able to say it in memory. That's the problem. No more of the entitlement crap. We worship God, they worship death. True. Go, we will pray. Let me see if I can remember it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare the table for me in the presence of mine enemies. You anointeth my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Amen. Have to run back. Okay, no problem, Monique. Glad you're okay. Yeah, what are some good news sources? Well, Robin, hello. I do research. Thanks, Shauna. Need to take down the media? Yes, that would be good. Okay, Barbara. Robin, you can always listen to the ACLJ. You can always listen to Jay Sekulow. Happy Sunday to you, Las Vegas gal. Do you like to listen to debates without harsh words? Yeah, I know. But that would mean people need to be respectful. Awesome Bible app on my iPad. Now I don't have to take my Bible. Yeah, you verse is really good. I think it's yeah. I would look at my phone. It's on my apps on there now. I think it's Uverse. Yeah, we really need to protest CNN. If you would take a look, if you have time, take a look down my timeline and look at all the things I posted about expose the left, and they can volunteer at the VA center. If you look at all of that and retweet that, you'll see a lot of things about what we can do and the evidence against the left, and that we need to retweet and get out there. There's a lot of stuff that we need to tell people. So, yep, Pope lives behind a huge wall. Yes, he does, called the Vatican. Thank you, Batman. the names. But, if, again, I write articles on my website, susanknowles.com. I mean, I'm not writing them for myself. Honestly, I'm not. I put sources in there of everything I write about, unless it's an opinion piece. And then it's my opinion. So, I mean, if you could retweet those things, if you could retweet what I put on my timeline, I'm trying to do everything possible that I can. Thank you. No, Asher, James, or Bill, they must be on the lake or barbecuing. I get your emails and read them just looking for more true news. Well, it's very few and far between, Robin. Like I said, Jay Sekulow. I mean, sometimes you just have to worry about some people that start out and you think they're truthful, but they end up not so truthful. Thank you, Shauna. Shauna says Susan writes great articles, very retweet worthy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know Moonbuggy does. Moonbuggy Joe. I think he's got a thing going there. You have a newsletter. I have if basically if you sign up, Marie, to my website, if you go to susanknowles.com and sign up, to get you'll get everything that I write. It'll come out to you. Everything that I post will come to you. There's again, I know that you want me to say like who I think and what about this person and that person. I don't follow any one person. I go to different people, because not every single person is going to be right and tell you the truth all the time. And sometimes people start going sideways and you don't know who they are. Trump needs to be educated about the Saudis. No, I think, Tony, he's pretty educated about the Saudis. I don't see ads on him on mobile. Thanks so much. Great to see you. Okay, LA Child, thank you for stopping by. Well, Tony, you can have your own ideas. You don't know Trump any more than I do. When Shapiro is on point, he's fabulous but not perfect. Susan, did you have a chance to research? No, I haven't yet. I'll make another note for myself. No, they didn't buy Ivanka. My gosh, find someplace else to go. Go there all the time. Okay, we'll sign up. I wonder if Kate knows this. I will sign. Yeah, do that, Marie. Sign you both up. Just look for it says email, or you just put in your email. I don't think you necessarily have to follow somebody that fits your narrative. I think you need to follow somebody that tells you the truth. And you got to look for the truth. Okay. See you later, Tony. Thanks for dropping by. Tony is singing another tune. Big Brother watching your habits. Yeah, probably Shauna. Ivanka is worth about 750 million. Yep. Whose truth though? Well, you'll find that out over time. Follow multiple to form a truth. That's right. Because each person may have a little bit of it. Laugh at them. They are bots. No, they're annoying, Lisa. They come into everything that I do. It's just so annoying. I don't go into their scopes and everything, and and so they come in here and they just try to be funny. It just gets old fast. Back to eating the elephant. As far as the Saudis are concerned, gotta reset Obama's mistakes. Yep, Don, that's true. And you've got to you've got to do your research and you got to go to different places. I know, Becca. It's just sad. It's very sad. Our world is basically on fire, right? All this stuff is happening, and what do people do? They want to troll scopes. I know, I know, Dee Dee. Like finding a church pastor, look till you find the right one. Trolls are like gnats, obnoxious, and gets up your nose. Keep swatting the mosquitoes. Yep. Trolls were funny a year ago, but now it's getting out of control. I know. And the bots do give us numbers towards the silver. I know, Shauna. Oh my gosh. But you know what? It's I don't go in the left leaning periscopes. I really don't. I leave those people alone. So why can't they just leave others alone? Would any here know Bill Warner? Wow. How come it's being asked in two places, Gary? It's like somebody just asked that over on Periscope. Are you guys working together? So, do you hate that President Trump visited Saudi Arabia? You need to go back and revisit the entire scope and just replay it. Everything in life is not a binary choice. Life has many moving parts. Thank you, Don. True, that often comes from the horse's mouth. Wouldn't you agree? Truth comes from many different places. Oh, come on, Brad. Give me a break. Give me a break. Uh, I know. The trolls, why don't you make your own scopes? That's a great idea. And then you could put your own titles over on it and you could block people when they come in and stuff like that. So that would be, that's a good idea. You got time for that, right? Exactly. Troll each other. It would be, Philip, that's the best idea. Uh, so you can find a scope where there are dummies. Exactly, Lisa. Common sense. Yep. Sometimes Susan bots ask a question about knowing someone and it's just disruption stuff. Yeah, I know, Shauna. And unfortunately, like, I read it first because I'm trying to be, I don't know, courteous, trying to be, get the discussion going, trying to be respectful. What the heck? And so then I read it before I know that that's what it is. Well, Robin, that might be entertaining. So anyway, I came on to talk about Trump, and I got trolls instead. And I know, Shauna. Trolls are trolls. Trolls just want to be trolls, and they want to take up time and space. Not being productive, just kind of being annoying. They could play king of the trolls first and gets the crown. Best put down gets the wrench. Ah, I don't know, Philip. Maybe you were just you weren't a voter. You weren't a potential voter, so he got rid of you. You are in New York. I mean, North Carolina. You can't vote in California. I know that's true. Trolls also ask other things just to be disruptive, or they repeat the same question over and over and over. There's an idea. Woo. Or they say things like, uh, "Smell feet," refrigerator, that type of thing. So anyway, I think today, though, I think the trip to Saudi Arabia was well worth it. I think a lot was accomplished. I think that, yes, Philip, those two. And I think that we're going to have to see, what comes out of it. Yes, that too, carbon, open bulbs. Uh, and we're going to have to see what we can accomplish. And if we can't accomplish anything, Nothing lost, nothing gained. We made $110 billion. So, again, we won in this deal, whether we get anything or nothing from the Saudis, as long as we're getting $110 billion in jobs in the United States, 350 billion over 10 years. Philip said that's more than we got from them yesterday, right? And so we didn't give up anything. Hey, Rob, we didn't give up anything. We didn't, like I said, we didn't hand them the keys to the house. We didn't turn our backs on them and believe that everything they said was going to come true, or that everything that they said was the absolute truth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, why get so excited and start talking all the nonsense that we're hearing on the left and on those who claim not to be on the left? So, sit back and enjoy the ride, right? Sit back and enjoy what we're seeing. We're seeing progress being made. How much progress? I don't know, but it's positive stuff. And I guess some people just have been so used to seeing the negative over the last 8 years that nothing seems positive anymore. It was an 8-year ride, and it was a tremendously bumpy one, right, Cully? And so, again, we didn't do anything to endanger the United States today. That's my point. And if you think that, I hope so, 8 years for Trump. If you think that there's no such thing as globalism, or that globalism was only invented under this administration, you are so way off. And I'm saying that just to the trolls that are in here, because I know the rest of you understand that. Yeah, they're never going to do that, Robin. Gary said Trump got to dance with a sword in his hand in Saudi Arabia. How often do you get to do that? They even invited the women to dance with him. But see, Trump isn't foolish enough to think that there are not things that need to be done in Saudi Arabia. I think one of the first steps was that he took his wife, the first lady, Melania, over there, and she didn't wear a headdress. Neither did Ivanka. And I think that's a start. There was also a traditional dance that they did that was all men. This time they asked Melania and Ivanka to join. Little steps. I mean, to them it's a big steps, but there were little steps to us. Name is not Suzanne, Joe. No, I don't know Ukrainian or Russian language. And so I think that we just need to know, we need to do more in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia needs to allow women to drive. Arabia needs to quit treating the women like second or third class citizens. We all know that. Yes, and the king shook hands with Melania and Ivanka. I mean, when's the last time you saw a Saudi male in Saudi Arabia shaking hands with a woman? I haven't seen that. No, he didn't bow. Okay, see you later. Oh my God, same thing. So anyway, I think that it's very good that we remember those things, and that we acknowledge those things, and that we don't allow people on the left, and those that say they are, those that kind of quote the Huffington Post, um, to bring us down. So, just go about knowing that today was a positive step. Go about knowing that Revelation still applies. Go about knowing that we are still in the end times and that God still controls. Yeah, I mean it's small steps, but changes are being made. No, I don't go on Road Scope. I don't know who that is. So I don't understand how our president stays up so long. That part I don't get. Yeah. And Philip, we're not there to tell them how to live or worship. I mean, we don't have to. Do I agree with everything that the Saudis do? No. Do I have to go over and be like the Saudis, or what they do that I don't agree with? No. So, again, you're not going to find any other country that that you're going to agree with. We are America and Americans for reasons. We don't. This is our way of life, and not everybody comes to America and agrees with America. We've seen that how many times. So why do we go there? That's right, Cully. And they know who they are, maybe, right? We hope. So just remember that, and just remember that what you're seeing is historic, uh, very much historic. I have never seen one of our presidents that I can remember that has gone over to Saudi Arabia and been treated this way. I've never seen a time when we've gone over to Saudi Arabia with our president where the president. Bush came close, but then he held hands with the Saudis. This president's not going to be holding hands with the Saudi king or any other Saudi Arabian person. That's not our culture. Why Bush went over and did that, to me, that's a sign. It's a sign of weakness, really. Patrick and kiss, he said. Yeah, and it hasn't happened. And I think that it's historic, and people don't want to see that. No, MSM's not going to acknowledge anything. I mean, even the people on Fox were starting to talk down about different things. I mean, it's just, you know, the only reason. Yeah, I know, Shauna. The 81-year-old king nearly ran out to the tarmac. I know. I watched that when it was happening on Sydney, Australia. Had it on Periscope that night. Yeah, Dee Fox isn't starting to move left; they're running to the left. When Obama went on an apology tour, he degraded his country, took years of progress. Yes, but it was so great to watch how they welcomed him and they put out the red carpet. It was 110 degrees. Wow. He shuffled really fast, Shauna said. I know, really fast. So again, there's been nothing but positives today. Nothing but positives. And you can believe after today that the people, the MSM on the left, are going to amp it up. I mean, just like they did yesterday and with Sheriff Clark and everything else. You're going to see more and more BS start coming out in the news because Donald Trump is looking really good overseas, and they don't want to see a strong president overseas. Yes, President Trump is trying to bring dignity and strength back to the greatest country, Marie said. The Dems and media are disregarding the country. The left hates that. Lies and more lies. What's next for MSM? No thanks, man. Whatever that means. So you're not supposed to show your soles of your shoes. So ladies crossing legs had to be careful. Wow. And I thought Flotus looked amazing in everything that she had on. Yep. The rhetoric is going to be overloaded because real change is happening, someone said. Trump didn't have any foreign policy experience. I know. Isn't that great? And only shake with the right hand. Huh. They were saying, Philip said that MSM said that, they said it all along that Trump didn't have any foreign policy experience. I guess maybe the lack of foreign policy experience really seemed to help. I think one thing that was good too, the media said that. Golly. I think what was really good is that you have a first lady who is used to dealing with and meeting dignitaries, and she knew how to conduct herself through the entire time that she was in Saudi Arabia, and I thought that was really good. I think she's experienced with meeting with dignitaries, foreign dignitaries. I was on at 3 today, and people from UK and AU were talking about liking Trump and how bad the MSM and Dems are towards him. She was a class act, Carmen, and she still is. Flotus, elegant and strong. Yes. No. No, we don't have that in here, but if you might try the store. The Saudi king honored President Trump to the max. He sure did. That deep pink Flotus dress. Wow, Shauna said. I know. And she was appropriate in what she wore, to try to be respectful to their country. Our First Lady is beautiful. She should be MSM's dream to cover, but their bias is sick. Yes. Carmen laughing at what I just did. Obama, scope next, scope, yeah. Go to the left. The Obama scope is next door to the left. Don said you wipe your your bum with your thumb, there the left hand is unclean in their society. So that's why you don't hand your left hand out when you're shaking hands. Yeah, and they're never going to acknowledge her because all they want to do is put her down. Because if they can't get to Trump, then they'll put her down. If they can't get to her and Trump, through putting her down, then they will go after Barron. I mean, seriously, they'll go after the children that they claim. Oh gosh, we would never go after the children, and always telling the Republicans never go after the president's kids, but they don't mind going after Barron. Those seats look very comfortable. I'm sure. Yeah, I know, Becca. Why pay for something when you're getting garbage? But it's even hard. Again, people that are supposedly on our side can't seem to find anything positive about this trip. I mean, not one thing positive. Nothing. We're just going to the same old Huffington Post lines. Jared and Ivanka imagine shaking hands with a. Okay, I don't understand what that is, Don, but pull up old modeling pics. Yeah, I know, of course. But Saudi King rolled out the red carpet. Yes, are they really on our side or just propaganda pushers? Dee Dee, we've been allies with them for how long? And why? I mean, why is anybody a long time ago, Becca? Why is anybody just now asking that about the Saudis? What about when Obama went there? What about when? Yeah, they were having a blast. Are you kidding me? When Obama went there. When anybody? Are you talking about the MSM or who are you talking about, Dee Dee? But I mean, it is funny that only today are people asking. Well, the pundits. I they'll have to answer for themselves. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. But it's just like people aren't asking. They never did ask. Are the Saudis? Yeah, people I know ripping Trump today. They're not asking were the Saudis doing this when Obama was there or when Bush was there. We never were asking those questions. We're only just now, after we've had this relationship with Saudi Arabia, like it or not, forever, and now today we're questioning. Oh, can the Saudis be trusted? Ugh. Oh, Billy, 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 Billy. No facts by the left media. No, no, they don't have any facts. And when they come, when Trump comes back from this trip, it'll be just, right back down. And they're going to do it now, and then they'll just keep going right back downhill because they have no truth. They just have their accusations. I don't think Ariana Huffington was ever conservative. I'm not sure. I don't think so. If she was, she was kidding herself. Yeah, I know. Marie. There's nothing that Trump could do where they will ever like him, and you're going to see a summer filled with hate. The left is going to come out in droves with Hillary Clinton's onward together. She should be onward together in the Justice Department going after her. That's what I want to see onward together doing is going after Hillary Clinton. Um, and I want to see that happening. And I guess it's going to be, we have to pick that at the right time. The Saudis since Roosevelt in 1934, Don said. So that's how long we've had a relationship with Saudi Arabia. But suddenly, all those on the left and the MSM, which are on the left, are just now asking, oh, can the Saudis be trusted? Yeah, onward to get her sucked up. Ah, we are stronger than their hate. Yes, we are, Dee Dee. I know. Somebody just said that. Ah, Billy, we're not talking about Comey in here. And yes, it was wise to fire Comey. He should have been fired by Obama back on July 5th when he overstepped his authority and acted as the DOJ when he said that there would be no prosecution of Clinton. He didn't have the authority to say that. He overstepped his authority. So, yes, he should have been fired then. He should have been fired day one. He should have been fired whenever he should have been fired. Whenever. Okay, Barbara, thank you. Rush Limbaugh read an article about preps for Trump's trip. Wow, said Trump was child horrible. I don't. Oh, the left was saying that. I think Donald Trump has been so impressive on this trip and at other times. I mean, this I think has been the most impressive that I've seen him, where he's very professional, very stately, represents the United States extremely well. Very impressive. Love to see the libs held accountable for their nonsense, to put it mildly. Okay, Becca, I have something for you to read. Please read Romans 13, verses 1 through 2. Renee said he started liking being in front of the camera. Comey did. Romans 13, verses 1 through 2. And everybody, please read that. Don said the very same thing. Okay, pick a date, Barbara. I don't know what you're talking about there. This is just the first stop for Trump. The article claimed that the flight was delayed. Trump, oh, come on. Unbelievable. If the flight was delayed, Trump would try to leave the plane. See, all of this, again, based on what? Based on what information? Based on what fact? Based on what anything? Zero. And yet, yesterday, see, they're already going after David Clark, who has been purportedly named as the assistant to the DHS, working with law enforcement. They came out yesterday and said he plagiarized his thesis because 47 times he credited where the quotes came from, but I guess he forgot to put quotes in, the quotation marks, even though he gave credit. And so they're calling that plagiarism because he left out the quotes on some of the things. Now, perhaps David Clark didn't know how to write it correctly. I mean, can we give him the benefit of the doubt? If he didn't put in the credits, then I would say that's a huge case for plagiarism. But he put the credits in. So you're going to hear more than that. I hope he doesn't, Karen, listen to, yeah, I know. I hope he doesn't either. They brought down Monica Crowley the same way. Even had footnotes, yes. Are you a master's degree student, Billy? Have you ever been there? Plagiarism isn't a right or left issue. He lifted entire paragraphs and didn't cite properly. He didn't cite properly, but he cited. And Martin Luther King plagiarized his paper, somebody said. Well, that's good, Billy. But, maybe David Clark doesn't have what you have. Maybe he doesn't have that knowledge. Maybe he didn't go to to learn how to do that. I don't think David Clark has written many papers, Billy. Maybe you have, but I don't think he has. They will try to discredit the sheriff. Yes, Karen, they will. Because he did put in where he got the information from. If he wanted, Billy, I'll repeat myself. I said Sheriff Clark probably hasn't written as many papers as you have. Maybe he only wrote one. But the thing of it is, he put in where he got the information from and gave credit. Not possible? Yeah, Billy, I think it is possible. And I think that, they're just trying to get anything and everything, any small thing that they can to try to sink this other person. Billy, I know about a master's degree program. I have one too. And I didn't write hundreds of papers, but that's okay. You have no idea. Haters will have to hate. Yep, every school has writing centers for help. That's true, but who knows who goes there? And again, who knows why he didn't put quotes in? If you have a whole paper and you don't have quotes in the paper, don't you think somebody would have said, "Hey, deputy, there's no quotes in your paper"? Wouldn't the school have found that funny? Wouldn't somebody at the school have said something to him about it? Don't you think they should have, Billy? Probably the school didn't think it was a big deal because they saw that he had credits in there. Maybe he got marks off for not having the quotation marks in there. But so let's not try to make a big deal out of nothing. Never came back down to the fascist leftists. They will never be satisfied. True, Carmen. Very true. So, anyway, thank you guys for coming on. I just wanted to come on, tell you to keep the faith. Don't let the left try to bring you down. Don't let the trolls try to bring you down either. Enjoy your day. Have a good Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 11. So, you guys take care. And you on YouTube, take care as well. Thank you for coming by. Really appreciate it. Have a great Sunday. God bless. Keep the faith. The president is doing a great job. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Because they will. They honestly will. As much as they can on the left. They're trying to spoil it for you. Take